Welcome back to Garage Kei. On this episode, we're going to have a look at the brakes at the back here because they're leaking, of course.
And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. But what's unusual about that?
Now you can see in there that I've got some kind of dark area, and I'm putting that down to being a fluid leak. Also, yesterday, I had like fluid here and then a line down to a puddle on the ground. So, I mean, it could be dog piss, but I think it probably would have evaporated by now. So I'm thinking brake fluid. Possibly from the, oh, you can see it on the edge there too. See that shiny bit? Yeah, that's probably where it was dripping from yesterday. Anyway, I'm putting it down to possibly a rooted cylinder. There's a thing in there that pushes outwards to move the shoes to the outside of the drum. If that's sprung a leak, that would do this, but to be honest, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before, so I'm kind of going into uncharted territory for me there. Over there, I have the Da52w Landy diff. I really want to put that in, but I just don't think today's the day. I need to fix the intake manifold leak, because that's leaking again. Yep, I haven't told you about that, but, well, if you follow my Facebook, I've been complaining about that on Facebook and trying to find the correct sealer because I'm done with gaskets. So yeah, I want to get that done first. The intake manifold, want to get that sealed. After I've done that, I can do a speed test and film that and show you how fast the car is with an automatic 3-speed with this diff in it. Then swap diffs, then you can see what it's like with the higher ratio diff, and then I'll manual swap this thing using the parts from the silver van over there. That's the plan. What would be ideal is if I can swap out the part that's leaking from a spare diff that I have, or the Landy one, because they use the same parts. Just use used parts to fix this temporarily until I can get the intake manifold done, and then just fit the Landy diff with all new stuff, all new brake pads and stuff, and then fit that in here, and then we'll be good to go. So I think just a temporary fix is probably the way to go here, so that's what I'm going to do. First step is going to be chock the front wheels, then we need to jack up the car, pull the wheel off, release the handbrake, and then the drum housing will come off. So let's go do that. That should do it. And the best place to jack this thing up from is right underneath the diff. Just slide your jack underneath that, the center bulb area of the diff, and just lift the whole car up. Don't have to lift it to the moon, just get the wheels off the ground. Actually, before I do that, because the handbrake is off, I'm going to loosen the wheel nuts. Yes, I'm doing everything by hand again. Oh, and I got a new one of these for the drill. Lefty loosey. There we go. Right, that's loose. Can jack it up. That'll do. One of those in there. I mean, that's so much better than doing it by hand. Sweet. Whoa. Oh, yeah, look at that. So this is just drowned with whatever. Not sure. Could be dog piss, but I'm thinking it's brake fluid. Further investigation, have a look. She's really wet. Go from the side here so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, scary. Okay, that doesn't want to move, which means I'm going to need a like a rubber mallet. I don't want to hit it with a piece of wood or something to hit on the back here. I don't want to damage anything, but I do want this to let go, and it's probably just stuck on these bolts, or like just wedged on the threads a little bit. I think that's doing bugger all, Your Honor. Does it have a... It does. So in the center here, I can't get it off by hitting it, but it has these threaded areas here. So what you can do is you can feed 10, like long 10mm bolts into here equally. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and that will actually push this away from the backing. So that's what I'll do next. Just going to clean it up a bit with some brake cleaner. Oh, they're not 10s, I think they're 12s. Okay, so it's not M6, it's M8. All right, try again. So these are not a 10mm, they're a 12mm. So that just goes in there like that. I want to use some WD-40 in the threads, but you kind of can't, because then you're putting WD-40 all over your brakes, and that's not very good. See that? That should come, there we go, look at that. Beautiful. All right, so what are we dealing with here? Well, our brake shoes are not rooted, and because they're not rooted, we are not going to, we're not going to do shit about that. All right, now, shit. Oh crap, right, so what I've discovered is it's not brakes at all. Right, I don't know if that's the cylinder I was talking about, but to me it doesn't look like that's actually what's leaking. I think the problem is there. From the other side. There. I think that is a diff seal. I think the shaft seal is gone, and that is the end of that, which really means pulling this shaft out, messing with bearings and shit to put this back together again. I mean, that's a lot of work for something that I'm going to swap out later anyway. I mean, I don't know what to do now, so I'm gonna have a think about it. So while I'm thinking about what to do, I'm just going to clean this up a bit. A lot. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how clean that is. I basically have 3 options. I think. Let's look at our options. What options do we have? I guess the first option is like fix it properly, pull this out, get new bearings and seals for it, put it back together. That doesn't really work for me because I don't plan on using this diff for much longer anyway, so it's a waste of money. I have a spare diff, like a spare OEM diff. I could swap that in. That's probably going to take me all day to do, but while I was doing that, I could swap the springs and lower the rear. That would be cool. I could swap the Landy diff in now, but that doesn't really suit me because I want to show you the speeds this thing gets to at what RPM as a comparison before I put the Landy diff in, as I said before. So that doesn't really work. So we've got fix it properly, put in another one, which I don't really want to do because it's a waste of time. 3, fit the Landy diff, or 4, just put more fluid in it and hurry up and get everything else done. Fix the intake manifold gasket today or tomorrow. Try not to drive this, but if I have to drive it, then drive it. Don't go far in it, no high speeds, that sort of thing. Keep my distance while following people, so that if the fluid gets on the brakes, I'll still stop. Most of the braking's done with the fronts anyway, and I have upgraded fronts, so I don't really feel that I'm not going to be able to stop. Plus, just throw the thing into park and blow the auto if I get into real trouble, need to stop. Don't try that at home. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put some oil in it and monitor it. I think that's what I'll do. Take it for a couple of drives, and record the speeds that I get with this thing, with the engine running correctly. So I'll do the O2 sensor swap back to OEM. I'll do the intake manifold gasket, and what other thing was wrong with this thing? I want to run a new power wire from the alternator to the battery. I want to try that as well. So I think I'll do those three things and then do my speed runs, then do the diff swap, and we can do the comparison video, and at that point this will no longer be in the equation. So today I will be just putting this back together, cleaning it up. I think I'll clean up the other side as well, just because I'm here. The worst thing it could do would be to blow up, and then I'm just going to not be able to drive. I'll be stuck somewhere. But I've got roadside assistance, so that's not the end of the world, and I'm not going thousands of kilometers away. I think the furthest I go away from here is really 20 kilometers most of the time, so it's not a huge big deal to get a tow truck back here if the diff explodes from no oil. Gonna clean it up, fill it full of oil, and put it back together, and then focus on getting this van running the best as I can in the shortest amount of time that I can, and record the speeds, then swap to the Landy diff. GoPro died. That's the battery went from 30% to 0 in like less than 10 minutes. GoPro. Right, so we're cleaning. We're going to clean this up. This is all full of junk. Parts cleaner, brake cleaner, and just go to town on it. I don't know why I didn't do this when I got the car, to be honest. It's really something you should do. Check the brakes. Nah, be fine. I think it was Chris that commented last night that I'm like making him lose faith in his van. Don't lose faith in your Da52 or 62 just because of the experience I'm having. This thing is not like the experience I had with the silver van, and the silver van was the same boat. It was just NA, same diff, same everything else, just NA. The silver van was owned by a reputable mechanic shop, like a real shop, Mercury. You might know them from previous videos, but they owned that thing. One of the mechanics there owned it, so that thing was probably taken care of a lot better than this one was, and I think that's why this has become the way it is, just from lack of giving a shit. And I'm treating it with the same disrespect by not fixing this diff properly. Alright, so I'm happy with the way that looks. Need to get these bolts out of here. But yeah, did you like that trick? It's a pretty good trick, I reckon. Now, which way round does this go? It doesn't matter a hell of a lot. Here we go. You actually see the marks on here where the bolts dug in. So that was really on there. So we're going for something like that. Okay. That just slots on there. When you put the wheel on, that will pull this back onto the center. So, I mean, you could, if you want, but it's not, I mean, even hitting it's not really going on straight anyway, so I wouldn't bother with that. Just get it back on so it's sitting properly, and then put your wheel back on. I'm still running studless tires even though it's almost summer. That's not good either, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, gonna clean this up as well. Just a bit of... That'll do. Okay. Alright, so just basically do exactly the same what I did on the other side, and I'm done here. I need to put fluid in it, but other than that, yeah, we're done. I'm just going to lower it again so that I can crack these nuts. There we go. That's all I needed. Up we go. Run these out. Okay, get that out of the way. What the hell? It's locked. It won't spin. Wow, okay. Well, there we go, now it's spinning. Oh, that's weird. Okay, alright, we just had a lot of shit in the way, I think. Are we leaking too? No, this one looks dry. So it's just the other side. It's only one of the two sides. It's only half of it. No problem, it's only half. These brake shoes look to be not in dire need of replace, so I'm a bit happy about that. This looks so much better than the other side. So these will work 100%, 50% of the time. Well, that's one full can of parts brake cleaner. Bureiki and parts cleaner. So that's that. 300 and something yen from Astro Products. Not sponsored. Kind of wish I was. But then I might have to say good things about them, even if I don't feel that it's good things. Anyone that knows me knows I won't lie about a product just because I'm getting paid by the company. Right, I still need to do that, so I'm going to need more parts cleaner. That's all right. I bought enough cans to drown in, so that's fine. Let's do that and then put it back together again. Oof. Oh, wow. Oh, that's just like, that's not even flat anymore. It's grooved. Oh, I wish I could show you that. Look at the grooves in this. Yo, that's rooted. So I'm glad I'm swapping this out, because that's fucked. Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's terrible. I wonder what the front discs are like. I'm kind of tempted to have a look now. Let's continue cleaning this. Get it back together, fix the other things, and then hurry up and get these things off the car, because they're there we go, that'll do. I'm quite astounded by that. That's really really quite terrible. Okay, that's back on. Put the wheel on, and we are done here. All right, one thing to do, put the car down and torque these up, and we're done. If you're watching this before you're about to attempt any brake stuff, the wheel nuts are an 19, all right, 19. Set this to 80. Go in a crisscross pattern, this one, this one, this one, this one. check them again, click, 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 done. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are done here. That is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see what happens next, press subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do that by getting your name on the Garage Kei door that's over there. You can pick yourself up some merch, which I'm not currently wearing. Yeah, check out the description for details on those things and a lot more. I'll see you in the next episode. Later.